I'm Dr. C. Victor Herman III, and I'm taking it to the house.
And I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm taking it to the house. We want to welcome y'all to a live edition of Taking It to the House. We've done this once, maybe twice before, but y'all seen the uncut version. Y'all seen the real deal. This is pure, so strap up, buckle up. Let's go for a 30-minute ride. Vic, how are you doing, sir?
Listen, that's a loaded question. How am I doing? Do we want to start in the NFL? Do you want to start how my Dodgers, finish that first side of that series? Do we want to talk about how USC forgot how to play football? Look, bro, I'm all over the place. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to know this is live. So I'm talking to you live, uncut, as you stated. So where do you want to start at, brother?
Well, last week we left off telling our fans that we were going to give them an update on the Dodger Nation because we left here last week talking about them Padres, how scared we were, how we couldn't just take it for granted that we were automatically going to the National League Championship Series. You and I, we stated we Tatis, Machado. We're talking about them bats over there in San Diego. So that's where I want to start. And so, needless to say, 1 week later, we have moved on. However, I need to give respect to San Diego. Y'all scared me. I think you got everybody's attention in LA to include the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, on down. And there were a lot of people that, after seeing the first couple of games and you guys went up a game, being a 5 game series, y'all were picked to win. Now the Dodgers all year long get this nice record for the regular season, and we talked about it here. It doesn't matter what you do in the regular season; it's what you do in the postseason. And then the Padres showed up, had been playing very good ball for the last couple of months, really stellar ball, and looked like you were going to the next level. We tease on here, Padre fan, Padre Nation. We tease y'all as being the little brothers of the South. We tease y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, you got my attention. Okay? I will no longer tease you because you put the respected level of fear in my heart, probably Dodger Nation as well, and the players, that you made them wake up. So I give kudos for us advancing to Dave Roberts, honestly, because what he did those last couple of games is just put the bullpen to work. He put the bullpen to task and held them scoreless, bro, for X amount of innings. And so you can't do that with those bats, but you did. So Dave Roberts, I give you the game ball, the game bat, whatever. You did the managerial stuff you're supposed to do to put your players and team in a place to be successful and win. So I give it to you, Dave Roberts.
So, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And San Diego Padres fan, San Diego Padres, I apologize for absolutely nothing. You are who we thought you were, and we didn't let you off the hook. That's the 2 years that we had to avenge that sweep. You are still a little brother down south. Do you think I give the Clippers any props because they beat the Lakers? No, they are who we thought they were. So you beat up a big brother every now and then. Got it. That don't mean nothing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. You play to win the game. Playoffs, every little cliche you want to say. Thank you very much for waking up the giant. We handled our business. We let that bullpen go to work on your tail. We watched Tatis go yaka yaka. Machado, same thing, Profar. And then what happened? You remembered who you were. You got shook. The moment was too big for you. Yes, I was scared last week because we had too much of a potential of a team, too much of a great season. Shohei Ohtani wanted to finally get to the playoffs, and he's there. And it would have been an abysmal. It would have been another nasty mark on Dave Roberts' record. We don't have the pitching. We knew that going in. The pitching, the bullpen is our kryptonite. That's our Achilles heel. Every negative trait of a great team, that's our bullpen. That's our pitching. We can't keep healthy, stable of pitchers. But let's not get it twisted. You still got Ohtani. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Will Smith, the Hernandez boys. Look, all we had to do was make sure our offense woke up and remind little brother of the South who exactly they are. Little brother of the South. They got to the dance and couldn't get in because they didn't have the right tickets. They didn't gas up the car in time to go drive far enough. They every cliche, they did not finish. Yes, we were on the brink of extinction, but we bounced back. It's called the rope a dope, whatever you want to call it. I ain't apologizing y'all for nothing, because you are who we thought you were. Now tell us how our asses taste.
All right. Well, I love that take and well said. And you know what? I got to back you up on that, man. Cool. Okay. You remind us that you still are the little brothers of the South. And we're going to stay with that. Transition now to the Mets. Okay. We dispose of the Padres. We go on to the Mets. That first game, we knocked out about 8 runs. The Hernandez boys doing what they do. And then we get to the second game. So I got to hear your take on the Mets. Did we take them too light in the second game, or was that just a wash game? How do you view that? Let me give you my take. I believe the travel from the East Coast to the West Coast is a problem. When you go through a couple of time zones and expected to play a game, okay, you just got to get used to it. Get in the field, get in the swing of things. And that first game, I felt like the Mets just showed up. They weren't ready, and we were. And it's our home game, okay? I wish we had the same energy for the second game, because I don't think you can take any game off or lightly. We got Freddie Freeman at first base, man. He's really on one leg. You got to take every game serious. But I didn't see the requisite energy in that second game. And we had opportunities after opportunities after opportunities. But our starting batting wasn't is not producing really, especially the second game. Thank goodness it's a 7-game series, okay? But like I said, let's not take any game for granted. We are supposed to win this game. Are the Mets as good as they were in the first game, or are the Mets as good as they were in the second game? And the same question can be asked about the Dodgers. Are we as good as we are in the first game, or are we that bad in the second game? Or are we somewhere in the middle? Because right now, I don't know who the Dodgers really are because of the lack of consistency. And what bothers me. So I need to know your opinion, sir. What Dodger team, who are we? Who's going to show up in game 3?
Well, I like to put as a point of consideration. I think we are the better team. I do believe that we expected to play the Phillies. And I would not be surprised if we look down on the Mets that they're just the Mets. Because, hey, I'm still trying to figure out how the Mets got in. I didn't know the Mets were that good. I mean, I understand they had this record, and it's all about who got hot. So when I look at game 1, I believe that's who we are. We put up great points. I don't like this bullpen strategy stuff. Baseball's come a long way. Before you'd have a starter that's in there for about 6 or 7 innings, then you have your what they used to call the middle reliever, then a closer. That was it. Now they have strategically said this will be a bullpen game. To me, that sounds we're open to lose this game because we're not putting out our starters. And I don't like that strategy. And that's what I believe game 2 was. Because they understand we have a shortage of our bullpen, we don't have a lot of strong starting pitchers, that they strategically say, let's put the bullpen game in early so then we can get our more starters, Yamamoto, Bueller again, Flaherty on the backside of it. And then that also gives Flaherty a chance for 2 times to play. So that's what I think. But even with that being a bullpen game from a defensive position, I still want to see us offensively. And to your point, it seemed like the energy wasn't there. I watched that first inning. That boy Lindor took that shot, got it. That's 1 point. But to give up the grand slam when we still made 3 points offensively. That grand slam, you take away that grand slam, we win the game 3-2. So that intentional walk, obviously, someone looks at an intentional walk as disrespect. We know there's analytics played in the game, but the original question, I believe we are the stronger team. We are the more superior team. We're more indicative of game one, as well as who we were in that Padres series when we got hot. The strategy of this bullpen, I think that played a role in, hey, let's just take this game off. But this is the pros. We don't have the luxury to say we've been in the World Series 7 times in a row to say, okay, we'll take it. No, we have not been to the World Series since 2020. So let's not forget who we are and where we've been. We have not been anywhere. So to take a game off, we don't have that luxury.
I agree. And I gotta salute the Mets, man, because you get this far, bruh. I mean, how many games in a season? Baseball's a long season, and to get this far and to be able to last, to stay, have that staying power. I give anybody the final four teams in the American League. We got the Yankees and the Guardians. The final four teams, I give y'all mad props because it's a long season. Lots of highs, lots of lows. And you're talking about limping in, injury, not having a good starting set for the Dodgers. I believe everybody's hurt. Everybody's injured, but it seems like it really bites us even more, us being the Dodgers. So I agree with you. We agree together. We can't afford to take any games off. So put the best foot, best man, best team, best effort forward. Let's do the doggone thing. But kudos to the Mets to go get this far. I don't really have a take on the American League. I do expect. I don't even know who the Guardians are. The former Cleveland Indians. So come on. I don't know anybody on that team. But when you talk about the Yankees, okay, I'm thinking about Judge. I'm thinking about Stanton and just smash ball. Pitch ball, smash ball. That's what I think. So I expect the Dodgers to go to the World Series. Yeah, I'm shot because I'm a homer. I'm a fan like that, and I expect the Yankees to take care of their business, and then it just be old New York rivalry, old Subway Series rivalry. But it's going to be a bi-coastal series. Dodgers, Yankees, World Series. That's how I see it, man. But let's handle our business. Let's get out of here unscathed. Come on, Dave, do your things. I understand analytics. I do, and my co-host is talking about doing the short game, do the reliever game, and set it up. I understand, and in Dave, I trust. I just don't like it. Like it. Tommy Lasorda is rolling over in his grave right now. Come on. Nolan Ryan, he's still living, is rolling over in his grave right now. You want to take the ball out of my hands now? It's 5 innings, 3 innings in? No. I'll give you a nuggie, Robin Yount. Come on. Give me 7, 8 innings. I'll go 9, and I'll be ready to go tomorrow. Come on. Play him again. So, but it's a new ball game. It's a new era, and so let's see how it unfolds. But we're I got to give mad respect to the Mets. I didn't know our producer. I didn't know he was a Mets man. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Now we gonna have something to say. I can't wait.
He's bi-coastal. He's bi-coastal. So he's a Celtics fan. Then he's a Niners fan, and now a baseball Mets. That don't even add up right. But that's got it. Look, let's just, like you said, let's just handle our business. I do pick the Yankees to win that game out there in the American League. That's going to be very exciting. Guardians got a pretty strong team. It's like a team of no names, yet they are phenomenal. And so I think that'll be a great series. I expect both series to go the distance. But we do need to take this thing home, and we got to get these bats awoken. Oh, I just made up a word. Just get the bats woke up again, and then on top of that, I'm excited to see Ohtani. I mean, he came in hot. He's not. Hey, this is where he's supposed to be showing up. But then again, you got him. Mookie did show up. He had a little slump he came into. So it's a long series. Let's get the boys back into the mix and wake up. We have not made it anywhere yet. But I'm tired about baseball. It's like you just keep on feeding me this appetizer. I want to eat. NFL, baby. Talk to me. What you see this weekend in the games? What is up? What caught your attention? What is like? What's the hot thing for you right now?
Oh man, often on this show we talk about what's up is down, what's down is up. But bro, what is down in Dallas. Lord, what? Whoo wee! We got a 5 alarm fire going on in the D. I don't know how Jerry's going to put out this fire, but it's a fire he started. You know, when you want to pay Dak, does he deserve what he got? Well, I'm not going to be mad at anybody who's going to pay me millions upon millions of dollars to throw a ball, play a ball game. Okay, so I'm not mad at Dak. CD, again, handsomely rich, skilled ball players. But is that what they needed or need? No, no, it's not the quarterback play. It's not that they need a running back in a bad way. And they had a chance to get Derrick Henry. We talked about Derrick Henry last week. Business decision on the defensive end. They need running badly. So what's down is really down. Dallas has lost 3 games. Usually that's not a bad thing. It's not so bad, but they lost all 3 at home. Man, and if you go back to last year, they lost last year to Green Bay at home. There's no home field advantage in Dallas no more. People see Dallas, we're going to Dallas. It's a parade. It's fun time. Let's take the kids and let's take the maid. Let's take some tequila. We're going to grill out before the game. We're going to party before the game. They don't respect Dallas. And on top of all that, with no running game, if you know they have no running game and you're going to ask Dak to beat you by passing the ball, it's yeah, you may get a few yards, you may go for 300 because hell, you got to pass because you can't run. But they're going to pick you off. They're going to wait and pick you off again, give up a few. They may bend, but they won't break. Dallas got problems, and I don't know where to start and where to begin other than up in the front office. We often talk about problems in the front office usually translate to the field. Well, they got a problem. What is down, brother. What say you?
Bruh, you talk about the offensive side not having a running game. Hey, how about they don't have a running defense? Running game has nothing to do with how they can't stop nosebleeds. Did you see what those running backs from Detroit did? I mean, I'm talking about old school 80s football, bruh. You know I'm a blue collar football fan. You know I'm a blue collar football fan. Them jokers, them jokers is just in the trenches. They hit it deep. Then they doing spin moves, getting the jersey pulled, stretching out, and bruh, bruh. I mean, you said it. They're at home. Not only that, Detroit was so pissed off from how they lost last year. They were like, "I'm in your house. I open up your fridge. I'm eating all your food, drinking all your beer, and guess what? I'ma still make you watch." And then they said, "Let's try this trick play." Hey, let's try this trick play. My linemen will score today. They tried to play so many plays where they're going to make sure a lineman scored. They're like, nope, you try it again. Hey, coach, do you remember that one time we played that one play 3 years ago at the end of practice? Let's try that one. So they were trying everything. They were like, just go. Can we get 50 points? I mean, who cares about the running game, the running defense? They made a mockery. Hey, owner, happy birthday. This is what your money bought us. I mean, Dan Campbell, the whole offense, the Detroit Lions, that is not the Detroit Lions of our elders. That's a scary team. I mean, they're like, look, as you said, down is up is down. They're saying, look, we are here to stay. As long as Dan Campbell is that head coach, that is a whole nother team. And I love it. I mean, blue collar, hard nose, coming to get some. They're saying, you are America's team. Well, guess what? Roll out the red carpet because you about to be our doormat. I mean, they not only that, they are the forward team. You're America's team, we're forward, we're driving all on that red carpet. How about this right here? I mean, bruh, it was incredible. So that's not the same Zeke Elliott. That's not the same Zeke Elliott. Whether Zeke Elliott, Pollard, Herschel Walker, Emmitt Smith, That's offensively. And what you're saying, to your point, I understand. Hey, you have a running game, you can control the pace. That helps bail out. Dak doesn't allow their offense to be so predictable. But that's okay. The problem is the defense has to get on the field. And Micah Parsons, Lawrence, I know they were hurt, but when they were in the game a couple weeks ago, they got worked by the Saints, by the Ravens, and now by Detroit Lions. Man, listen, if you look at their next 4 or 5 games, they already got 3 losses. There's some beasts they still got to play. They come off this bye, they got to play San Francisco. They still got to play the Falcons. Then they got to play the Eagles. Then they got to play the Commanders. Bruh, bruh, there's some they could have and they should have lost against the Steelers. We talked about that last week. So when I look at their schedule and how they've been playing, and there's some teams that are about that business, they can lose up to 8 games, bro. They can go easily 8-8 this year,
Yeah.
9-8 this year. When I look at that schedule, I say they could split with they split with the Eagles. They may split with the Commanders because even the Commanders are strong, but it's a divisional game. Everybody's gonna beat the Giants. It's those other games outside of conference, outside of the division, bruh, bruh. It's scary, and Jerry does not look happy. It's ooh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, I see them being swallow dwellers in that division, man. Because the Commanders, they're not to be taken lightly. It'll be between them and the Giants. The Giants actually do play pretty well, but they can beat the Dallas Cowboys, but that may be a wash between those two for the division. But we had a couple trades today, man. I don't know if it moved the needle for you, especially when you talk about Devontae going to the Jets, playing with his old teammate, his old pal, which he called the GOAT, being Aaron Rodgers. So Devontae Adams from the Raiders to the Jets. Uh, what does that do for you? And then we had the Bills acquiring your boy from the man.
Amari
I can't
Cooper.
think of his name. There you go, Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper to the Bills. That's going to be very helpful because they need some receiver help up there. But how does Devontae? How does that do for you? What does that do for you, if anything?
AFC East, we talked about last week. It would have been a great win last night had the Jets won that game. I was really actually going for the Jets. It would have been great to watch just a little more competition in AFC East. So the needle is moved, maybe. Last night they needed a kicker. That kicker could have made at least one of those field goals and could have put the game in extra overtime.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, there's a couple other things that are happening there. So it will be interesting what can happen. You got a Devontae Adams who feels rejuvenated, reuniting, and then you have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron can't say anything else. Whether he's responsible for the coach being fired or not, whether he's responsible for the OC being demoted or not. Guess what you got now? You got your number one wide receiver. You got Garrett Wilson, who is a dynamic 1B. You got your running game. You got your offense. It's all on you. Like all
yeah.
excuses have been removed. You got a defense. What's stopping you from putting points up on the board now? So it doesn't move the needle for me as far as a conference because that's an AFC East issue. Same thing with the Bills picking up Amari Cooper. Which Amari Cooper is that? Is that the same one from the Cowboys? Is that the one from the Raiders? Like, or did he go out to the Browns and just fade to black? What like which one is he? So again, that'll be a great divisional beef that's happening in the AFC East. Neither one of those teams, I believe, has the staying power to take care of either KC or the Ravens. And even Houston. So it'll be great just to watch, but that's a weak division right now.
Very. Let's stay there in the AFC East because Tua is coming back around the corner. We haven't spent any time talking about Tua, the concussion, the state of affairs in Miami, and I certainly want to hear your take on Tua coming back, business decision, family decisions, health decision, and Miami. And then I'll please, by all means, share what you think about that division, about the Miami, about Tua's health.
It's unfortunate, but I do remember in the 90s and the late 80s, Troy Aikman and Steve Young, great quarterbacks, concussions. So I would like to believe, as we've always done the studies and we've seen all the studies on concussions, that the NFL has a team of doctors, but at the end of the day, that is an individual health decision. If I have a serious health condition, it's up to me if I want to seek treatment or not. It's hard for me to say as a 25-year-old, they telling me, hey, you keep on playing this, I'm going to get more concussions. Yeah, but I'm also playing this, I'm making millions and millions of dollars. You think I'm really cared about what I feel like 10 years from now at 36 when I can still play now? Can I still play, Doc? The question is, can I still play? Did the doc say I can't play? How often have we heard, are you hurt or are you injured? And we're still dealing with the mind, the brain, these upper
Right.
extremity issues, those kind of, and I'm in your space. How can a 20-something-year-old still say, how do I know the long-term impact? What if it's not as bad as I think it is? How do I know it's going to be bad? But I know right now. And will I regret not playing and thinking I could have still played? Or will I regret playing, can't play anymore? So it is an individual decision. I know my inner self and being true as a competitor. I know when I played ball, I got a couple of concussions. And how many times did we see the little dots and still say, "Don't tell coach, I'm still ready to play. Shake it off." You're in the huddle like this. You got 40 seconds to shake it off. I believe if I was him, this real talk, and the doc said it's still up to me, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Yeah. My take is number one, organization first. First the player, but I'll get back to the player. How do you not have a backup? How do you not have a quality backup to sustain for these circumstances when you got a quarterback who's prone to concussion? So you guys were not ready for this moment, whether it's an injury of twist of the ankle, broken leg, or just the concussion itself. You were not prepared. So I would fault the organization to not be able to keep have a sustainable a second quarterback, a backup to be able to sustain the team until he can come back. That's organizational. I should have led. I'm always about player safety. I believe in player safety. So I want him to make the best decision for himself. You said it eloquently. When you're at 25, you don't plan to retire at 25. You don't plan to quit your lifelong dream at 25. Most people don't see them sitting on the sideline at 25, 26, or in their 20s. They can't fathom that. They can't think. They're not prepared. So psychologically, it would be a mind bender knowing I can go out and still play because I feel really good. But when is the next one? And how severe will the next one be? Because enough studies are out there on the long term effect. Okay. But the most immediate is where he's living in. He's living in the now. So the now says, I let my team down. It's almost like a warriors or soldiers mentality. I need to be back on the battlefield with my soldiers. I need to be back out there because my men are putting their lives on the line and I'm the leader. Okay, I get all that. I, like you, want him to just be safe. Think about it, and then when you come back, be safe. What led to this problem, this most current concussion? He did something out of character. He put his head down. Come on, Tua. Come on, Tua. You put your head down for some extra yards when the game was a game three, game two, in early in the season. It wasn't that serious, brother. And look at you. You hurt your team. So when you come back, because I know you're going to come back, do not take the unnecessary hit or risk to you because you are now more prone to another injury. And read the reports, read the long term effects. You don't have to do that. Slide, take a knee, give yourself up. So the Dolphins as an organization failed. Tua failed himself and he failed his team. And so I would like for these 4 weeks that he's been on IR, reset your brain on how to protect yourself going forward.
Yeah, and he's a target because, literally, blood in the water. What team, which player is not going to take advantage of that? you're the defensive end. You knowing how many times did they come by the casual blow to the head, the casual extra push, any of those things. You see that team is so dependent on that quarterback, and that quarterback's not in there, their season's done. And so there's that other part. Well, what every time he steps out on the field, the casual look. How often did Aaron Rodgers get hit last night? He's 40 years old, and so I'm looking at if when Tua returns and he makes the decision that he believes is in his best interest, that's not the last time he's hitting the ground. That's not the last time he's hitting the ground. And to your point, if he's in control of when he's falling, whether it's sliding or about to take the unnecessary, how do you take that fall? How do you fall right? That's one thing I do like about Lamar, is that I'm always scared about him falling and getting hurt and taking an unnecessary hit, but he's learned how to fall right, how to be tackled right. You look at what happened with the quarterback in Indiana, Richardson.
Yeah.
Hey, he's been getting his head blasted, and he has not been able to finish the season, and he's young. So it takes a couple of those hits that Tua has not had consequently. I mean, Richardson has been out. I mean, that's 2 years in a row. I mean, bruh, it's too fragile. So again, yes, you are responsible for your own health. However, Tua has to maximize all precautions, because anytime a defender has an opportunity to hit him, they're going to hit him.
Well, brother, 30 minutes have went by. It's flown by so quick. I wanted to hear your Lamar, JD Daniels, your Ravens against Baltimore, that East Coast smash mouth. I wanted to hear that, but we're at the end of the show already. So I just want to say, bruh, good energy. Well done. Well said. I want to remind everybody, COVID, RSV, man, we got even bird flu going on. So please, 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 hygiene matters. Washing your hands matter. And if you're sick, stay home. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm taking it to the house.
It's always a good day, team. Every day we get to say hello. Every day we get to say good night. Take care. Check us out on all our social media feeds. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, X. We're always here for you, baby. Loves entertaining you all. Had a great time. Dr. Vic Herb in the third. Take the house out.